In this After Effects tutorial, I'll show you how to animate these abstract shapes and how to connect several scenes together. Hi, my name is Manuel. We'll deep dive into animation to get the transitions, organic moves, and the timing of this animation right. Worth sticking around. Alright, let's jump in. Let's create a new comp. Name it whatever you like. Its size 1920 by 1080 pixels. 24 frames per second, length 168 frames. We double-click on the rectangle tool up here to add a new shape. We name the shape line. Open the rectangle path property and set the size to 900 by 50 pixels for now. No fill, stroke white. Width 2 pixels. Then we right-click on the shape and turn it into a BC path. Command R adds rulers. And we need the action and title save. Then we drag a vertical guide to the center. You should activate Snap to Guides, by the way, if you haven't already. Then we grab the pen tool and add 2 points where the guide hits the shape. Next we switch to the selection tool and delete the upper left and upper right point. Drag a horizontal guide to the center and move these remaining 2 points up to the guide. Then we add 2 more horizontal guides. Add Y 440 pixels and Y 640 pixels. And move the 2 middle points up and down. We add 2 vertical rulers at x 760 and x 1160 pixels. By the way, up here right in the info window you can also see exactly where you are in the screen. We use these guides to easily adjust the handles using the Convert Vertex tool, letting them snap to the guides we just positioned. The upper and the lower curve and the corners. We split the handles, the right corner as well. Awesome. We set a path keyframe at 40 frames. Then we go to 24 frames and move the 2 middle points to the center. And basically morph the shape into a line. Select the 2 points, press Command T, hold Command Shift while moving them together. At the beginning, we move the left and right point to the center as well. Then we set another keyframe at 65 frames. Copy the keyframe from 24 frames and paste it to 68 frames. Copy the keyframe from 65 frames, paste it to 71 frames. And copy the keyframe from 68 frames and paste it to 74 frames. Now we select all path keyframes. Open the graph editor, make sure Snap is activated and Edit Speed Graph is selected. Then we drag these points down to the null line and smooth out all animations by dragging the handles towards the right, then to the left to get these spikes. Nothing is happening in this part. We want to start fast. Let me zoom in here a bit. Then slow down. Take up speed again. Slow down and end smoothly. Awesome. We duplicate the layer and name it Line Mask. Open both path properties and link the mask one to the bottom one. Delete all path keyframes of the top layer. Then we add a white fill, hide the stroke of the mask and hide the layer. With no layer selected, we double-click on the ellipse tool and name the new layer Pupil. Open the path property and set the size to 200 pixels each. No fill, white stroke, 2 pixels width. We duplicate the shape, set the size to 115 pixels each. White fill this time. We open both path properties and set a position keyframe for both paths at 24 frames. Then press U to see the keyframes. We go to 47 frames and move the 2 shapes slightly to the left. Set 2 more keyframes at 55 frames. Move them to the right at 59 frames. Set 2 more keyframes at 64 frames. Move them back to the center at 68 frames by copying and pasting the first keyframes. Then we use the graph editor to smooth all movements. Drag the points down and move the handles towards the middle. Zooming in, and the last one. We add the set matte effect and choose the line mask layer as source. Awesome, that's the eye. Hope you like that deep dive so far. If you want me to do more tutorials like that, let me know in the comments below. We go to 74 frames, select all 3 layers and split them. Move them up and delete the line mask 2 layer. Delete the set matte effect. And let's quickly change the label color. Green seems good. Now we duplicate the pupil 2 layer, press U, delete all keyframes, press P and set a position keyframe for both of them. Then we go to 82 frames and move one up. The other round shape down onto the title save line. We open both contents properties and delete the outer ellipse in the top shape and the inner ellipse in the bottom shape. Back to the position property. We set 2 more keyframes at 87 frames. Then copy the first 2 keyframes and paste them at 99 frames. Next, we select all the position keyframes, open the graph editor and create this crazy U-curve. Which means the 2 shapes move apart really fast, then come to a standstill and are drawn back to the center again, taking up more and more speed. So in the first transition, the blinking of the eye sets the speed and the vertical direction of movement, which is picked up by the 2 round shapes. Now we need to link the line. We press U to see all keyframes and delete them. Select the path property, go to Windows and select the Create Nulls from Path script. Then select Points follow Nulls. Then we delete the 2 nulls linked to the left and right point. Adjust the endpoints and link the other 2 nulls to the 2 round shapes. Awesome! Now we need to get rid of the roundness, which might be tricky. Let's get rid of the guides and rulers first. Then go into the path expression and disable it. We click on all points using the Convert Vertex tool. Then enable the expression again. Alright, that worked. Then we set a path keyframe at 74 frames. At 82 frames we select the left and right point and move them to the center. And again, we open the graph editor and smooth the animation. Then we add the one and only echo effect. Echo time minus 0.02, number of echoes 4. Set the keyframe for the number at 82 frames. At 83 frames we set it to 0. Awesome! Scene 2, done. With no layer selected, we double-click on the rectangle tool, name the shape square, set the size to around 870 pixels. No fill, white stroke with 2 pixels. We set a size keyframe at 124 pixels. Then we go to 100 pixels and set the X value to 0. Adjust the endpoint. And again, change the label color. We go to 140 pixels, set another keyframe, and a rotation keyframe. Then we go to 151 pixels and set the X value back to 0. The rotation to 90 degrees. Remember in the scene before, we ended very fast. We select all keyframes and open the graph editor. And start very fast to continue the speed from before. Then slow down, and at the end we pick up speed again. Let's try and get hold of the cyan line, which is the rotation speed, and adjust it as well. Shrink this handle here down. Alright. We split all the layers from the scene before and delete all of the new parts, except the layer with the filled white pupil. I quickly changed the label color to yellow as well. We delete all position keyframes and set a new position keyframe at 100 frames. The round shape moved from the top down, so we pick up the direction and the speed and let it crash into the bottom of the square at 104 frames. At 110 frames, after bouncing back up, it hits again. We change the path to linear for now. At 116 frames, it hits the ground again. At 122 frames, the distances decrease slightly with each step. At 126 frames, it reaches the left edge. Adjusting the points. At 138, it comes to a standstill after bouncing back. Now we use the Convert Vertex tool to actually create the jumps. It starts with the highest one. The height decreases with each jump. Alright, let's select all keyframes and have a look at the speed graph. We should see these kinds of steps. The speed should be decreasing though. By moving the points, we can adjust that. We want it to roll out slowly, so we smooth this last move. Again, we took up the direction of movement and the speed of the animation to connect the scenes. At the end, the round shape starts to move clockwise along with the rotation of the square. That's a bit of frame-by-frame animation. Let's have another look. We set the endpoint of the two layers at 151 frames. For the last scene, we create a basic white square, size 50 by 50 pixels. White fill, let's name it square. And a circle. Size 500 by 500 pixels. No fill, stroke white, width 2 pixels. Let's actually increase the size of the square. 150 by 150 pixels should be better. So, we invert the proportions of the shapes from the scene before. And the square is now filled. The round shape has a stroke. We pick up on the clockwise movement and rotation and let the square fall down on the right side of the circle and then let it slip down along the line. By adjusting the path, the square moves along, which can take a while to make it fit perfectly. Finally, we make the animation come to a smooth end by adjusting the two speed graphs. Awesome! On the left side, I've added some videos you might like. Subscribe to my channel on the right side and ring the bell to get notified when my next video is coming out. Thanks so much for watching. I really appreciate it. See you in the next video. Bye!